everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday number 141. So today we are going to be going over our different black inks. We have 5 different ones, so let's show them how to use them.
And we're showing a garden too. Isn't it pretty?
Beautiful little tiny maple. All right, so like we said, we are going to be showing you all of the different black inks today. As you can see, we have tons of them.
Yeah, well, at least 5.
5 is tons.
Yes, okay, I agree. So what we're going to start with first is the black exclusive ink. The black exclusive ink is a water-based dye ink. It's for stamping sentiments and other images that will not be colored with markers or watercolor. It's ideal for cards, tags, and everyday use. The next black is our Archival Black. The Archival Black is our deepest black. It's solvent-based and it's permanent. It's also waterproof, light fast, fade-proof, and archival. The Archival Black is recommended for scrapbooking pages and stamping on vellum. Ideal for stamping images that you want to keep.
All right, so I've got a scrap piece of vellum here, so we'll show you how it works. The reason we didn't stamp on the regular black is because it's literally just a regular ink. So use it, but don't color on it.
Right. Basically. And our Archival Black also, it takes a little bit to dry. Not a long time, but it will take a little bit longer to dry if you want to color on it.
So I have one of our, upside down, but one of our, I don't know, what are these? Scrap mats?
Yes.
So because we are in a different location today, I forgot my close to my heart blocks, which I love so much more than this. This actually hurts my fingers. I am in the process of getting my own set of blocks. Just because we've said before, our blocks actually have a curved edge. This does not. So when you're stamping with this, after a long time, it actually starts to irritate your fingers. So, but it's what I've got today. What sentiment do you want to stamp? This is the stamp of the month for actually this month.
Oh, and it's so
really
pretty.
cute.
I love the way they did this one.
I'm going to do You're the Best. Or I'll do Mr. and Mrs. It's also a smaller one, so it'll probably fit on my vellum piece. All right. So remember, with every stamp, you got to season them on your fingers or your hands or wherever. This one's smaller, so just be careful not to rub it too hard.
And with smaller stamps, you could just tap, tap instead of like swish, swish, tap, tap.
And what was actually a really cool, it was a cool tip from the album retreat was because bigger stamps, you go more towards the middle, so the outside of your stamp actually has a lot of ink on it. So use the outer stamp for smaller images.
Right. And also because this is a thin stamp, it's just like an up and down motion.
Those are so cute. All right, so we've got our chamois here. And remember, the chamois just wipes everything off. It's also great if you have ink on your block while you're stamping. You can wipe it off instead of using your fingers like I love to do.
And which shows when she's finished.
Yes, it does. So that's the Archival. Gonna put this off to the side to dry.
And our next ink is our Intense Black.
Ooh, Intense Black. This is the one I use all the time.
Yes. And our Intense Black is our non-smearing solvent-based permanent ink. It's also waterproof. It's fast drying, unlike the Archival Black, because the Archival Black, I think, tends to take a little bit longer to dry. But it's fast drying and archival. This also, the Intense Black, is recommended for use with watercolors and markers. So it's great for coloring.
Yep, so I actually have already done these. I thin cut them out. This is one of the Blue Skies. It's called the Beautiful Day Stamp and Thin Cut. I love this set
because everything has a thin cut with it.
It's amazing.
Wonderful.
I love it. So I actually already stamped these in this. I know it says it's fast drying, but just one of my tips is I always like to stamp when I'm about to color it first and kind of let it sit for a little bit. Just that way so it soaks into the paper more. I find I like that better. But that's just my tip. You can do whatever you want. I also obviously when I'm doing my dolls and stuff, I stamp right away and then I color. but I'm not gonna, I just don't feel like turning my VersaMat over, but I should be turning it over. But these are just some of our Spectrum Noir markers. So I'm going to show you, I'm gonna use these two. So these are really nice. Like I said, I already stamped them with the intense black. So what's easy about them is if I go over the lines, it's not going to smear at all on me, as you can see here. No smear. And also, we did have a question on one of our YouTube videos as to why you can't see much of a fade. I always can see the fade, but I think that's because I'm right on top of it. Maybe you can't as well in the camera. But another technique is, I know we've told you in the past to go over the whole entire thing first with the light, dark, mid, light. But if you don't want to do that and you just start with the dark and then you fade it, like I am right now, you might see more of a difference. I like it when things are super faded, so it's a more subtle like fade, but here you can really see that fade. So I just wanted to show you that. But you can see I'm actually coloring right over that black, and it did nothing. It did not pull anywhere into my color.
And I just wanted to add that what April said is true. She colored right over the black, and it didn't smear. If you used the regular black and you tried to color, you would see that the black would be pulled into your color and kind of, what do I want to say?
It bleeds.
It bleeds, thank you.
So hopefully with this coloring you can see more of the shading. I can definitely see it. I'm actually going to do another video at some point about more shading where it's like you use a white wash in between, which I'll explain later. But that is the intense black. Next,
moving right along, we have our black Pigment Ink.
Gotta open mine. And like I said, I like to do this, but you don't have to. I always put my name on the back side.
And the Pigment Ink is fade-resistant pigment-based ink. It dries quickly and permanently on most papers. Permanent on other porous surfaces after you heat set it, and it's recommended for use with clear embossing powder to create a glossy raised image.
Which I don't have clear embossing powder here.
Oh, you don't have the clear embossing powder. Oh.
It's okay. We can always do like a whole other video on this.
Yes.
But that's what the pigment is. It was clean. Might not be so clean anymore.
All right, and our last ink that we want to show you is our Black StazOn ink.
StazOn.
StazOn is also a fast-drying solvent-based ink. It's designed specifically for use on plastic, metal, glass, ceramic, laminated paper, coated paper. You could even use it on leather and other non-porous surfaces like our shaker windows.
Yeah.
And April's going to show you how stamping on our shaker windows looks.
I'm going to do some hearts. That's what I really like about this too, is like, look, there's like these cute little hearts and stars and stuff. This is a great stamp of the month.
It is.
Just so you know. It's only available to the end of May. So, StazOn. I always leave this protective ink cover on. It says do not discard. Don't discard. Ooh, ha. It smells so good. At least I think it smells good. So before we start, I just want to make sure that I'm stamping on the right side. So this is the side I'm peeling. So that's the side that's going to go down towards the card. So I'm going to stamp on this side. So we're just going to take the bigger heart. And you do have to be a little careful with this because it is slippery.
Right.
And there's actually a special cleaner for this too. I mean, you could probably use this, but there's a special spray.
Yes, there is.
I was like, am I wrong?
No, you're.
Yeah,
no,
see,
you
look,
are
it doesn't come
right.
off on this.
So, yes, and I did not bring that with me either.
That's okay. I just won't use the hearts. Oh. Oops. Made the other heart jump. See, this is also why it's good to have our little blocks too. I would be using a 1x1 on this normally. But I don't have it with this. This also comes in brown. So it doesn't just have to be this. Also, what I thought was really cool, which actually worked really well on that last one, is when we were watching Album Retreat National Scrapbooking Day, Karen Pedersen was saying, like, if you leave the stamp on longer, it'll soak into your project more, which I've been trying to do that, and it really does work. So,
right.
And if you find your images aren't pure.
Yes, especially on porous surfaces like your paper, because sometimes people say that their images don't come out clear, and if you leave the stamp on, if you stamp it and you let it soak into the paper more, the paper will pick up that ink.
Oops.
And your image will be clearer.
And like everything, we store everything upside down. So this one, because it actually sits on the base, we store it turned upside down. But the other thing about our other inks, I don't know if we've probably gone over it before, but the way that they're made is when you open them, the ink pad is actually on the top, so that way the ink is actually coming to the surface of the pad the whole entire time. Same with these, it sits on the top. That's why when you open them, you rotate them, because it's on the top. So if you have the older version. But the StazOn isn't like that, so you have to turn it over. But there you go. That is our 5 different types of black. So you can actually see as well here, it is still a little bit wet, but there are parts of it that are dry. So we're not gonna touch this until it dries. That's only because it's on the vellum with the Archival Black.
Right, and if you wanted it to dry faster, you could actually
Heat set it.
Set it, yes.
You can see that some of these are also wet, like the bigger one, but that little heart right there is completely dry. So just let things sit a little bit, but then you should totally be fine.
And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, please let us know. We also do want to announce, got my little cheat sheet here. So we are going to be doing a July weekend as well. I know that we have been talking about our June virtual weekend, which will be happening in a few weeks now, but we have started to get together a July weekend.
A virtual weekend.
Yes, a July virtual weekend. It's going to have a fee, but with the fee, you're going to be added to our Facebook group, you're going to get welcome gifts, you're going to get a free make and tape, you're going to get our normal daily gifts that we would give at our weekend if you were in person. We're going to have raffle, prizes, contests, all of that, and then we're also going to have classes additional to that as well. So we will be putting out some more information on that in the next coming weeks, or a week or so. But we are really excited to be able to do this virtually, and we really hope that we see most of you there. So, all right, I guess that's everything. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.
What are we hiding out front for?
We're doing Technique Tuesday.
It's been going this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Get the leg up.
Focus, focus.
So today we are going to be going. You need your sunglasses?
I do.
Okay.
140?
141.
Oh.
3 years.
You gotta do some talking today, because my voice is dead.
Yes. No. Archival Black.
You gonna sign it?
Yeah, I will. Okay, bye.
Can I just put a bow on this?
Yeah, okay, bye.
Can you make a bow?
There's bows in the Christmas box.
And
downstairs.
the
Blah, 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 blah.
blah
Start again.
is our why can't I say archival? Next black is our archival ink.
Black.
Our archival.
You guys are too loud though, Brendan. Your voice is like booming. Mom, come back.
It is fast driving. Driving?
Driving?
It drives really fast. It's the intense black is fast drive. Oh my goodness, this is why April talks all the time. It's,
I can't even describe this smell. What does it smell like?
I don't know, I'm not
It's
smelling
like
it.
pepperminty. I like the smell of it, but I'm weird. I also like the smell of gas.
Really?
Gasoline.
Yes,
I love that
know.
smell.
That we
Oh my
will
god,
be
a
doing.
cheat sheet?
I got a cheat sheet.
Got a cheat sheet.
So